Hey, everybody, come on in. I'll be there in a minute. Putting the final touches on my talk tonight. Say hey in the chat box. Tell me who you are. I am excited about tonight. I feel like I'm coming out of a hole after about 2 years. And I'd love to see you. Can't wait. If you know anybody who needs this, tag them, because we're going to do some work tonight. Yes, we are. Okay, we are about to get going, y'all. I am pumped. I love doing this work. It's my favorite. If you know anybody who needs to reprogram themselves, invite them over, tag them. We're going to have a good time tonight, but we're also going to get some work done. Come on in. I am almost done. Okay. Let's see. It is almost straight up 6 o'clock. Now, if I can get my technology to work. Hey, everybody. Rhonda Boyle here. And I'm excited to get started. Hey, if you're there, tell me who you are. Otherwise, I'm kind of here in the dark, you know. Hey, Gwen, good to see you. Y'all come on in. I know I can be a little scary sometimes. But you know what? We have got some great things to talk about tonight. So I'm excited. I'm eager to learn because I learn from y'all. Every time I do this kind of work, I learn from you. So come on in. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. Give a few people to get those notifications and come on in. Hey, Lana. How are you? Yes, ma'am. I will play the replay. I'll leave it up. I mean, I'm live on my YouTube channel. I'm on, I don't know where all I'm at. I'm in my Strengths Finder group, my coaching group. I'm on my business page. Yes, so it'll be out there and you're welcome to it. So what I would recommend you do is tag yourself so that you can come back because this is work. We're going to be working probably for about 45 minutes. So hope you can hang out with me for that long. Andrea, I need to tag Andrea. She says she's coming. Let me see. Let me tag a few people here. And if you know anybody who wants to come hang out, you know what? What have you got better to do today on a Sunday evening? I decided that I had nothing better to do than to work on a little reprogramming. So that's what we're going to do tonight because you know what? You are being programmed every minute of every day. Say yes if you agree because you know that it's happening. And unfortunately, it's happening with intention. Nefarious intention. So We're going to fix that. So here we have a Facebook user. You got to tell me who you are because I can't tell. Facebook doesn't let me know. I know there's a few of y'all out there. Don't be shy. Tell me who you are. I feel like I'm kind of a little naked out here. I have not done this in probably over 2 years. So I am really thrilled. Hey, before we get started, good to see you, Nancy. So glad you're here. You guys need to go and grab a pen and some paper. Hey, Brandon Meeks, good to see you, sir. Hey, Andrea, I knew I had to tag you, girl. So grab a pen, a piece of paper, and we're going to get started in just a couple minutes. It's 2 minutes after. Let's give our friends another minute. Whoever, we had some people sign in for the notifications, and you know how those work. But anyway, what we're going to talk about tonight is programming and reprogramming you. There's Miranda. I was looking for you, girl. Good to see you. So we are going to talk about reprogramming tonight because you are programmed. Me too. Every day we are programmed. Let me turn this music off. Let's get started here. So welcome everybody. I'm Rhonda Boyle. I'm excited to be here. I haven't been out and about. I feel like I'm coming out of a cave or something after a couple of years. So anyway, I love this work, this reprogramming work, because you know what? We are programmed. Every time you open up a newspaper, you watch TV, any kind of media, headlines, hashtags, all of them are programming you. And you know, and I know that you've been programmed since birth, right? Most of us. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the CIA took control of Hollywood in around 1947. So for most all of us, we've been programmed our entire lives. True story. So guess what? You can't really deprogram yourself. It's not like a computer bug. You know, you got to go back and deprogram. I don't even know terms, right, for programming. Shelly, if you're on, I don't know what they are. But the issue here is what you can do, though, is you can write a new program that you refer to that will eventually take the place of. In other words, it can become your first go-to instead of your current programming. So that's what we're going to address tonight. We're going to take a look at that. And let's see. First of all, I want to start us off with a quote that I believe in, and it's going to give you an idea of what we're going to do today. So hang on just a second, and let me work my technology here. Right here. Y'all don't laugh at me now. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And right now, we are all looking at disaster. Everywhere you turn, you're looking at a disaster. True or true? Yes or yes? Everywhere we go, we're looking at a disaster. And so if we can change that, if we can change the way we're looking at things, whatever the things are, we can, the things that we're looking at absolutely will change. New things will come in, right? That you're able to see, suddenly you're able to see differently because you gave yourself a new program. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's really a very simple process. You're not going to believe how simple it is, but you're probably not going to do it because it's that simple. First of all, you have to turn off the TV. And most of us don't want to do that. So yes, let me pop up a comment here. Andrea says, we have been programmed at school, at work, in the community for years and years, not just since 2020, y'all, right? You have awakened to it, if the truth be told. You knew it a long time ago, but you didn't see it, right? How many of you had that feeling that, you know, things were just not right? and you just couldn't see it. So suddenly something happened and it changed the way you look at things. And now the way you look at those things has changed. Yes or yes? I know that that's true. So, anyway, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at some of the things that you're looking at right now. Either it's in your business or it's in your personal life, it may be your job, whatever it is that you're looking at. And we're going to get to where we're actually going to do some work on one thing. But before we get to that, we're going to do a couple of other things first. I want you, uh, let me go here. Shoot, I have to close something here because it's bugging. And now I think I can do better. All right, hang on. Have you guys ever had, let me move myself out of here. Hang on. Have you ever had one of those days that turned into weeks, that turned into years? Uh, oh my gosh. Like I wrote this presentation probably in 2018. And look at where we are right now. We're having one of those days that has turned into weeks, that has turned into years, you guys. Look at where we are. And it's been years that we've been going through some of this stuff, right? So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at some of those things and we're going to figure out what's not working and we're going to figure out what you really want. And then we're going to start writing and using certain phrases that I have that will help you start to see something new. So, everybody ready to get started? You got your paper, your pen, you're ready to go, right? Because I'm going to start you off with something that I want you to write down. And it is going to be here. This is a definition that we're going to work with. So write it down if you're able to. If you're driving, do not write it down when. Here's the definition. I attract to my life and my business whatever I give my energy, attention, and focus to. I attract to my life and my business whatever I give my energy, attention, and focus to. And note the last part of that, whether positive or negative. And you do. This is true. Whatever it is that wherever you are there because of you. I hate to tell you, I hate to break it to you, but that's it. So whatever you're focused on, if it's negative, you're going to get more negative. If you're focused on something positive, you're going to get more positive because that's how it works. You're focusing your attention and your energy on the positive thing that you want instead of looking at all this other junk that's in the way. Okay. So that's where we're going. And I want you to write that definition down because it's something that's really important. In fact, I want you to memorize it because what we're all focused on right now is what's wrong, what's not working, what we can't figure out. And it's all negative, negative, negative. All right. So today we're going to turn it around, but not before we start to get our hands around it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to figure out what's not working. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you a few minutes and I want you to write down what is not working in your notebook. What's not working for you? If you're just joining us, you haven't missed anything yet except me blathering on. And we're writing down what's not working for us in our lives right now. So, what's not working in your business? Let's start there. Or your job. All right. Your job is just to write down things as I prompt you. I'm going to give you some prompts and you just write what's not working. What is it that's not working around your job? Where are you stuck? Do you have something, an area in your life that is like this big problem that you can't seem to solve? What is it? Write it down because we're going to change it. How about money? what kind of deals do you have going around money? What's not working for you around money? Maybe your retirement isn't enough, you're discovering. Or maybe you lost your job and you need another one. What's not working around money for you? Maybe you're underpaid. Maybe you're working too many hours. Not enough hours. Are you crunched for time? What's going on around that? I love it, Andrea. Yes, this is true. Andrea says, God said this first. Think on these things. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And true, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So this is what's going on, right? I'll tell you this. It really these things are absolute truth. And when I say that you have been reprogrammed, what's happened is you are being hijacked. So you have in your mind, you're made in the image and likeness of God. That's what I believe. And God put an imager in you, and your imager is getting hijacked by other people's visions. And it's coming to you through technology, through TV, through entertainment, and all those things. So we're going to give you we're going to put new things into your imager, into your imagination, because you are the creator of your life. You see what I mean by they have hijacked us? They have hijacked our ability to create amazing things in our lives. And so we're going to take that back through this simple process. But the first thing we have to do is get down what's wrong, what's not working. Let's talk about your relationships. I think most of us have got struggles right. We got people we're not talking to anymore, right? So what's going on there? What is it? How is it? What's not working? How about technology? I mean, do you have issues? I have issues around technology. Who has issues around technology? Maybe your technology doesn't work, or maybe you need something new, or maybe it's causing you to not to be able to function in your job. What's wrong? Write these things down. Okay, I want to see. Let's see if you're paying attention. Write down what I want to see what's wrong. What's not working for you? What we're trying to do is get it out of your head, okay? And then we're going to work with it. So tell me what's not working. Give me some things that you wrote on your paper, if you may, because I'll tell you why. The rest of us are going to steal them because we probably have the same issues. All right. So tell me what's going on, please. And thank you. Oh, I need something to work with. Budget not manageable. Okay, good. That's good to write down. Give me something else. You're not alone. Let me just tell you, a lot of us have budgets that are not manageable right now. Trying hard to be right, trying hard to be right all the time. So, are you saying that what's wrong? I need to know what's wrong. Can you reframe what's wrong, Nina? So, being judgmental at work. Okay, good. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, no, I know what you mean. Judgmental at fill in the blank. Okay, so Gwen is worried about what other midwives think. Yep. Okay. So does that mean to feel lacking in what you're doing? You feel not good enough. Would that be right? Somebody here, Rachel. Too much time in wasteful, distracting technology. Who can relate? So it's like wasting time, right? You're not productive because you're getting hijacked. Would that be fair? to say? Yes, judge to be unsafe. Okay. So it's a big judgment issue around that. So that makes sense. Okay, what else? Keep typing because you guys, come on. Like it's not like we don't have problems. This is true confession time. Miranda, my staff is out of control and doing what they want. They're out of control, wasting time, giving financially yet not open to receiving. Okay, so that means that you give away and when you have needs. So what's wrong? What I want you to look at instead of is what is it that's wrong for you? Okay, because there's something else wrong there, right? What do you need to receive for? That's what would be the wrong thing. That's how it occurs to me if I'm understanding what you're saying. So not speaking to a son, your son. Yep, a lot of us have got those. Let's see. Readdress what we need to address as not working. Rephrase what is broken. What are you looking at that's causing you stress and anxiety in your life right now? What is it? Like there's things that are not working. What are they? That's what I want you to get down on paper. Is it clear what's not what y'all want to be doing? So here's one. So Nina, lack of focus. Okay, so that's where what's wrong? Lack of focus and projects not being completed. Spending money that you should be. I see you shooting on yourself. Okay, irresponsibility with money. Parents hate. So we're going to call this a broken relationship, right? Not enough hours in the day. Exactly. Looking for perfection. Not in yourself, but in other people. Yeah, that sounds just like me. Sounds like me, y'all. I'm just saying. Being a healthcare provider in a sick care career. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, you guys are getting down some things that, like, you understand how easy it is for us to get distracted and hijacked. It's because it takes us away from I don't want to use the word fixing because, it's not that anything's necessarily broken. It's just not working as it could be, right? Okay, so making poor choices, it needs to be, wait, hang on. Wasting emotional energy. Yes. When other people are making poor choices. Yes, it's like, again, you're focusing on what's not working, right? When you are thinking about other people, you're not thinking and creating your own world, right? Which is what we are here to do. We are here to co-create, right? We've been given that ability, I believe. Trying to do too many things, yes. Okay. So you guys have a good pile of things that are not working in your life, right? And so it's that way for all of us. And here's something I would ask you is, have you really been thinking of fixing these things? I already know the answer. No. You're not using your free time to create. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You're not. You're using it to focus on what the people who are living in Washington, D.C. are doing, right? Or the people in your local community. That's what we're focusing on. We're not focusing on what we can create and change. And like, why would we be denied that? We wouldn't be. But we get to focus again. It goes back to the definition. Go back to the definition that I gave you at the beginning. Let me go back and read it to remind you. Where'd it go? I have to go back here and look at it. Here it is. I attract to my life and business whatever I give my energy, attention, and focus to. So if you're focusing on all of these bad things, or even not focusing on them, you're getting distracted and hijacked by other things so that you can avoid fixing these things or working on these things. That's what's going on, right? Does it make sense? So here's what we're going to do. Let me make sure I have it here. I'm going to give you a reset. And it's very simple. It is, what do I want? That's the reset question. So, with everything that you have said here, all I want you to do is to take your paper and the things that you wrote, on your paper, I want you to cross them out and I want you to ask the question, what do I want? And I want you to write it down. And we're going to go through these as we go through. Andrea says, I have been trying to do it small scale, which feels like a little victory. I am being more intentional about feeding my creativity, which also feeds my emotional well-being. Yes, that's it. That's what we're all called to do. So we are trying. I don't want to suggest that you're not. Some of you are, right? I'm thinking that it's possible that we can do more, and we can create a better world for ourselves than the one that they have planned for us. And we know what that is, right? So let's go here. I'm going to scroll back up to some of the things that y'all said were wrong. And I'm going to show you. Okay, here's the one. This is the first one we're going to work on. Budget not manageable. Okay, that's what's wrong. Cross it out. What's wrong? Budget not manageable. What do I want? What do you want instead? I'm asking. I'd like to think that you want a manageable budget. And I'm wondering if that's even true. What about instead of a manageable budget, you had an abundant budget? Huh? What do you think? You want cash flow to be smooth. Love it. Good. Right? Smooth, easy. You want easy money, right? You want ease around your money. I love that you want your cash flow to be smooth. You want ease around your money. Perfect. Okay, so let's go. Let me find another one. Uh, Judgmental at work. So, what do you want instead? What do you want instead of being judgmental? I think probably to be accepting. What do you think? I think that might be a good, what do you want instead? I want to be accepting of people at work. So my staff is out of control and doing whatever they want. What do you want? Y'all can start filling these in, and not make me work so hard over here. My staff is out of control and doing whatever they want. What instead? What do you want instead of that? I would suggest that maybe instead would be a well trained staff that gets the job done. What do you think? Does that sound better? Okay. My parents hate me. That's not true. I just have to tell you. So what do you want instead? What do you want instead? I don't know if you can type, so I'm going to fill in the blanks if that's okay. If you, for the people that you have had uh, relationships that have been wounded by what's been going on, what do you want? You want a great relationship with your whomever it is, with your child, with your aunt, with your, your mama and them. That's what you want instead, right? So think about it in the, you see what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. We are reframing everything that's wrong and we're finding out what it is that you really want instead. So here, wasting emotional energy on people you love. So what do you want instead? What do you want instead? So it would be, I know sometimes you guys can't answer as fast as the comment screen goes by. So I would say that you want to maintain a balanced emotional energy around the people you love. That's what you want, right? You can't change them, but you can change the way you look at things. And that's what we're doing. We're changing the way we look at things. So here we are with my staff are respectful, have healthy boundaries, and do efficient, effective work. Yes, that's what you want. You want a respectful staff with healthy boundaries. That's right. Now, okay, we're going to address something about affirmations around that in a minute. Remind me about that one. Second guessing your every move about everything all the time. Is that you doing that to you? Angie, that's you doing that to you. I know that's you doing that to you. I think I know you. So, how about this? Yes. Okay, so that's what's wrong. What's wrong is you second guess every move about everything all the time. Yes, yes, you do. What do you want instead? What do you want instead? I know it's hard to think. The reframe is not always easy because you know why you try to drag baggage in over here when you try to reframe. So, how about this? How about if I give you this reframe for what do you want? I want I want to be confident in all of my decisions. You want confidence. That's what you want, right? So that you're not second guessing yourself. Confidence in your decisions is what you're looking for, I think, maybe. How does that sound? Okay, let's see. Trying to do too many things. This is trying to do too many things. That's like overwhelm. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want instead? I can give you all a second to try to figure it out, right? Confidence is it, Angie. It is. Yep. So trying to do too many things, that would be like an overwhelm. So it's not necessarily the opposite of, Because if you go to the opposite, it's like, that's opposing. It's really a contrast. You're looking for the contrast of what Andrea wants is more trust that the Lord will lead him, meaning one of your children, and remember that it's not your responsibility. And you want to maintain your peace and joy. They are not dependent upon others' behaviors. Okay, so I love that what you want is more trust. That's what you really want. And then we want to stop right there. And the reason you have to stop right there, you can say, I want to maintain my peace and joy in all circumstances. You don't bring in, they are not dependent on other people's behaviors. Because if you do, you're bringing in baggage. You see what I mean? So most always, you guys do this. Like, what do you want? It's what I want to oppose the thing. And you want to leave the thing in opposition in the past. Okay? That's what you want to do when you're following this system, which is just really 3 steps. So we've gone over 2. The first step is what's not working. And then the second step is what do I want instead? Okay? What do I want instead? That's it. You realized it after you hit send. Yes. So oftentimes when I'm working with people, they do exactly what you did, Andrea. It's very common. It's very easy to do because it's on your mind. You were just thinking about what was wrong, right? This kid that you just want to but now we get to go over here. And let me tell you what we're doing. We're working with 2 sides of your brain. Over here is what's not working. You see it, you're looking at it, it's bothering you, it's on the monkey on your shoulder, it's whatever it is, right? But over here is that creative space where you get to create what you want. And I'm going to show you the next step, how to do it so you can see it. Actually, it's not the next step, almost. It is the next step. You can totally relate to Andrea's situation. All right, let's go back. Let's go back here. All right. So, because this is true, all of you have, not all of you, most of us, most of us have relationships that are hurting right now, wounded. Okay. What do we want? We want them to be restored, but we don't want to use that word. Why? Because restored goes backwards. So, what we want to do is stay forward thinking, forward into exactly what it is that we want without bringing the baggage in. Is it clear? I need y'all, every one of you who have this situation, and I know it's probably every one of you on the call, let me know if I've explained it correctly so that you understand. What you want is trust, and you want peace and joy. I want to be so fit that you can run a something. You want to run somewhere. Yes. Okay. So the problem is that you don't feel good. Is it one up here that I think I had? I think you might have put that in there. Let me go back here. I'm not finding it. So the problem here is if you don't feel fit and healthy, right? How many of you either are or know people who are not fit and healthy, who are really in, some having some hard times right now? So what they want is to be fit and healthy. The run and play for hours so that you can run and play for hours. Yes, that can be built in, and I'll show you how to do that. But what you really want is to be healthy and fit and be full of energy, right? And you want to be immune from all of this stuff. Trust, peace, and joy. Yes, that's what you want. And you want it with family. I want my family to be in a state of peace and joy. right? So let's see. Let me see where I'm at here. I can go back and look at all my notes here, y'all. All right. So again, I want you to, what we're doing is we're writing down, we're doing a brain dump on what's not working, and then we're scratching it off. And the reason you exit out is to, it's motor memory. This is sort of like a little hack, is your motor memory. You're putting it in, right? Sort of like you're coming into a kinesthetically. So let's talk real quick before I go over to the next step. I want to talk about affirmations. How many of you, I know you have, you've been taught to write affirmations. Let's see, someone wrote an affirmation up here. Andrea wrote for Miranda. Andrea wrote an amazing affirmation. She says, my staff are respectful, have healthy boundaries, and do efficient, effective work. Okay, that's a fantastic affirmation. However, it won't work for long because it's a lie right now. Correct, Miranda? If you're still on the call, it's not true. You see, affirmations, let me give you a story. How many of you, or have any of you, read the book by T. Harv Eckert called something about the millionaire mind? Can't remember what the name of it is. I think I may have it here in my notes. Yeah, T. Harv Eker is his name, and he wrote a book. Why am I not finding the name of his book? All right, he wrote a book, and it was about the millionaire mindset. And he said at the end of each chapter, he gave you something to do with this motor memory thing, right? So he had you point at your head and say, I have a millionaire mindset. And that was supposed to be, going to make it happen. Well, that will not make it happen. If you want to be a millionaire, that does not mean anything to your mind. It really doesn't. I am a millionaire. You can only say until your mind tells you to shut up because it's not true. And it causes this brain chatter. And it can have the opposite effect because you have these limiting beliefs. It's like you have a gatekeeper in your mind that will not let certain things in or out, right? It's called the critical factor. And so what we want to do is we want to reprogram you in a way that works with your mind. And so that's what we're going to do next. But I wanted to make that point about affirmations, because right here, I want to be so fit that I can run and play for hours. So it's not quite an affirmation. If you made it an affirmation, it would be, I am fit. And, and it won't be true until you are. And it will cause that mind chatter until you are. I hope that makes sense. So let's move on to right here. I use something called bridge phrases. So I want to introduce you to those right now, because I think that when I go back to the slide on affirmations for a second, let me go back here for a minute. I want to make the point that affirmations, many of them do work, and you say them all the time in a negative way. I don't have money for that. No, you don't. And most of you did not even bother to look at your bank account. You know what I'm saying? You get offered, there's things you want to do, and you're like, I can't afford it. I don't have any money. No, you don't. And you don't look. You see, I just can't keep this weight off. No, you can't. I'm so tired. I'm so busy. Yes, you are. and you will stay that way as long as you feed these negative affirmations. You see, we use affirmations more often in a negative way than a positive way. All right. So, to avoid doing that, we're going to use bridge phrases. So, let me give you an example of how this will work. Um, Before I show you that, these bridge phrases are written to bypass that critical factor. Okay. It really excites me to know that it really excites me to know that in my perfect business, I have all the money I need. Sounds vague, right? Except that it is not vague, it's very specific. It says that in my perfect business, which I don't have yet, and my mind is not going to start chattering because it knows that I said in my perfect business. What did I say? In my, I love, let's see, I love the idea. I love the idea. No, what did I say? It excites me to know that in my perfect business, I have all the money that I need. Right? In my perfect business. So I'm not there yet, but so so my mind is open to the possibility of having more than I need or having all that I need. You see what I mean? So it literally is giving you the ability to reprogram and bypass that program that says I don't have enough money, which you've said for your whole life. Okay, let me show you how a few other how these work. Let me go back to Angie's. Angie says that she's second guessing her every move about everything all the time and that she wants confidence. So we cannot write something that says, I am confident and have it work. It just won't. So here's where you go with that, Angie. And you get to pick the bridge phrase that works best with you because some of you, these don't work. They work according to how you take in information, whether you're kinesthetic or whether you're digital, intellection, so forth, or whether you're auditory or visual. So I love the idea. Do you love this idea, Angie? Let me ask you. I love the idea of being confident in my decisions. What do you think? This feedback here is so slow. And I don't know if you guys are able to keep up with me. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? I love seeing myself. Here's another one for you, Andy. I love seeing myself in my mind's eye, confident in my decisions and what I know. So this gives you the opportunity to create the picture of yourself confident. Have you ever been confident before in anything? I think you have been. So while you're answering that, let me move on and give you another example. Let's go on to the cash flow smooth, right? So we were talking about financial, where was the first one? Sorry, I'm having to roll up. Budget not manageable. Okay. And so what do you want? This is just perfect. Where did I put it? I want cash flow to be smooth. Okay. So you can't say, uh, I have smoothly flowing cash flow. Your mind will not allow you to get by with it. You know what I'm saying? My cash flow is now smooth. It's not going to work. So you want to pick something that will help you avoid your critical factor. Thanks. See ya. Okay. So let's say I love the idea of my perfect world having a smooth and easy, abundant cash flow. You see what I'm saying? So you're taking it from the burden of an unmanageable budget to what do I want? I want cash flow to be smooth. But then you've got to program it. So you want to program it in, and it's not programming like right now. You know what I'm saying? It works when you practice these and you focus on them. Remember, you attract into your life whatever you put your focus, your attention, and your energy, give your energy to. So if you want a manageable budget, then we want to reprogram you to say, I'm excited at the thought of having a perfectly managed budget. Like, this allows you to keep focusing on what it is that you want. And so here's what will happen. The ways to keep your budget flowing and that having that abundant, manageable, or abundant cash flow is going to be ever present in your mind. And the steps they'll come to you. You'll be able to see them so much easier. Which step? This confidence thing where you're not sure which way to go, you're going to know which way to go because it's in alignment with exactly what you want. But you got to figure out what it is that you want. Okay. Let me see if I can get another one. Let's talk about this one. You want to be fit so that you can run and play for hours. It excites me to know that when I'm in perfect health, that I can run and play for hours. I see myself running and playing for hours. You've got to see yourself. This is what the bridge phrases allow you to do. Like when you go deep, this is a real surface thing. And I'll put a screenshot of this in the chat box. I hope I remember to hang up here. But if you can build these phrases for yourself, and it'll take you time before you really come out. And I really recommend that you do journaling around these, and you use these as starter statements, these bridge phrases, because what they do literally is they take you from looking at it this way to looking at it that way. And if you remember, I said at the beginning that if we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And that's what happens. Once you're clear on exactly what you want, and you get it into, you're journaling about it, and you've got the language, and it excites you and just fills you up. It makes you happy to know that in your perfect world, you have this or you have that. Yes, you're avoiding the critical factor because you're putting it not so far off to the future where it's unattainable. You're putting it into the future, but with the vision that you can see. Tell me if I'm making any sense at all, y'all. I know some of you are driving and you can't tell me, but I want to make sure that these bridge phrases they make sense in using them. Let's see if there's another one that we haven't worked with that I can get real quick. Uh, we did the overwhelm and not enough. Okay, let's talk about spending and then shooting on yourself. Being responsible. What do you want? You want to be responsible with money, right? Isn't that what you really want? I love knowing that in my ideal world, money is so is money is I'm trying not to bring in the phrase about what is it that you said? Irresponsible. I'm trying to avoid bringing anything. See, sometimes I don't get it like right away. So let me think. It makes me happy to know that in my perfect world, in the world I'm building, in the life that I'm building, it makes me happy to know that in the life I'm building, money is abundant. And I'm trying to not say not, and it's not an issue. I need to probably ponder that a little bit more, Miranda, on how we're going to make it build in, because you don't want to build in responsibility. You will be responsible when life is abundant. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to avoid, pulling in any kind of irresponsibility. So I may need to think about that for a minute and come back with one. It makes me happy to know that in my perfect world, money is abundant and flowing all the time. It's got to be something like that, and it needs to be at the service of people, probably, in order to be right here. You know what I'm saying? Because the phrases that you guys come up with, they have to be right, and I'll tell you how you can find out if they're right or not. Because I'm over here talking. You know what I mean? I don't know whether I'm hitting it right because of the time delay and everything else of what we're talking about. You will feel it in your body if it's not right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the phrase, if you're not using the bridge phrase rightly, it will show up here. You'll feel you'll hear something. There will be something that will resonate just a little bit off. So this is why you have to spend time on it, and time with yourself on thinking about and rewriting it. Let's see here. The power of TED. Thinking, you've been wanting to shift from thinking, focusing on problems to solutions. This is exactly that. What we're doing, I don't know what this is, the power of TED. I'm not familiar with that. Um, but what we're doing is we're shifting from the problem and we are creating the ultimate solution. Here's where we get tripped up. We try to figure out how to get there. You don't need to do that yet. You don't need to worry about how. And that's what many of you are achievers, and you're immediately like, once you set it, you've got the goal, and now you got to figure out the how. And if you will wait and you will focus and you continue to focus on your vision of what it is that you want at the end, the way will come. It's amazing. Like, it's miraculous. And you know why? Because you're using the part of your mind that is God given for creation. Your imagination. That's why you have it. The imager. You're made in the image and likeness of. And we have been given this opportunity, but we do it through what happens is language, using this language, the bridge phrases to avoid the chatter, the internal stuff that derails you. Then we're able to shift over there and allow you to continue to look at it as a vision and a dream and a goal, and not get derailed by your own mind, your subconscious mind, which is trying to keep you safe, which comes up and says, you can't do that. Oh, that's too much. Ooh, that's too big. Oh, don't let anybody know. Think about all the stuff you listen. You guys are talking to yourself in your head 10 times more than you're talking anywhere else. Like, it's like, ah, you're just yapping all the time. And it's always negative, right? Let's see here. You agree. When you've run out of ideas, you relax and surrender. Yes. But you're surrendering. Listen, you're surrendering to the God-given vision that you have, and that you're able to program for yourself. Why is what? Why is that? When you tell me why is which. I want to go back over here. Yes, the solution. Who was it? There's some big scientist, and I want to say that it's oh, what is his name? I can't even remember, but maybe it was Tesla. Actually, he said that he would ask questions at night. He would ask questions at night and go to bed, and then the answers would be there in the morning. Why I Andrea, tell me what I said that you asked, "Why is that?" Because do you only do it why is it that we only do it when we run out of ideas and we relax and surrender? Well, why do we do that? Because we're just little people. I don't know. We're humans, and we just don't do this very well, and we're easily distractible, and, you know, like, technology and entertainment and the people that are running our world, they know how we work, and we don't. We don't know how we work. Like, we don't understand how we create things. And so what they do is they come along and they hijack us, and then we help create a world we don't want. How many of you are worried about the food shortages right now? What kind of world are they creating for us? They're hijacking our world right now. Half those stories may not even be true, right? But they get into our imagination. So every time you have seen another chicken farm get burned, what happens? Your mind goes to the wrong thing. You go to what they've programmed you to on. Your mind immediately goes to the food shortages that they're telling us that we have, and that strikes fear, and that causes us to that changes our behavior. So our behavior, we are manipulated into doing other things. You see how they do this? I mean, it's just terrible. Okay, you think it was about how our brains do the negative yapping because your mind must be correct. It has to be right. We are righteous. No, seriously, our minds must be correct. Um, that's all. Your brain wants certainty. Your mind wants certainty. And this is why we would rather be right. We would rather be correct and send ourselves into disaster than be incorrect. It's just crazy, right? Your mind goes to the anger you have towards a government that is corrupt. Okay, so here's where we're going to go. I love knowing that Americans are going to make us stand together to build our republic, to build a righteous government. You see how as soon as you feel your mind going to the anger, what do you want instead? You want freedom, right? So you see what I'm saying, you guys? Every negative thing that you see, you have the opportunity to change the way you're looking at it. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so with that, I am going to go, and I didn't realize that did I turn my camera off? I think I'm still here. Here I am. Hey, I didn't realize I kept myself behind the screen. I didn't mean to. I did not mean to, but I am so glad that you guys came to hang out with me. And was this helpful? And if it is, I'll do it again. This is like my favorite thing to do. I love helping people change their thinking and starting to look on the creative side of their brains. So if you liked it, let me know. I might do it again. It'd be fun. I love it. I'm glad you guys came to join me. Anything else? Anything else, let me know, and I am going to let you go. I'm so grateful that I will do it again. I'd love to do it again. I feel a little rusty, quite honestly. To tell you the truth, I'm a little rusty. So anyway, it was very perfect. Oh, good. Just walked in the door from a day visiting family. Good. I'm so glad. Good, good, good. You're welcome, Angie. So glad you could come. Hey, I will do it again. Would love to do this again. I feel a calling to help people turn their minds around. So if that's you and you want me to do it again, let me know. And on that, I'm going to let y'all go. I am so glad that you came. to hang out with me today. And I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.